Summer loving, had me a blast. Summer loving, happened so fast. I can't sing any more than that, I'm afraid. I will laugh. And I miraculously give myself the ick every single time. And there's only so much of that I can take before I have like an identity crisis, and I have concerns about when I next have to like look myself in the mirror and like not get the ick. And also Cal listens to this, so I have to like rein it in a little bit because I also don't want to give him the ick, because that would be a travesty at this point.
I was more thinking that you might just do so well, you might get monetization again.
That wasn't even me. That wasn't even me that got us demonetized for our minus money. That was Alex Warren. Alex, if you're listening.
No, I know, but...
Yeah, maybe. That would be quite a flex, to be fair, if I was so good.
What if we proved to Spotify that it wasn't Alex Warren, it was us, actually?
I don't know. Alex, if you're listening and you fancy removing the demonetization from our Fever Dream episode, we'd really, really appreciate it.
If you could like chip in for our...
Yeah. And like considering he blew up because of TikTok, therefore
he owes us,
he
basically.
does owe us, because I listened to Ordinary like 503 times last year.
Yeah.
So if anything,
before it was released, she was just like having it on the like looping on TikTok.
Yeah. I already knew the words before it came out to the section we had on TikTok. So if anything, he owes me money because I have lined his pockets, and we've been to 2 of his concerts. So Alex, if you fancy paying all of our minus money that we're in from podcasting, then we'd really appreciate it, you know, like book girly to book girly. I feel like it's like the right thing to do, you know? So if you couldn't tell from my lovely rendition of Grease, we are talking summer romance today. But before we get into that, I would really like to hear what you've been reading this week, because we barely have time to talk about this stuff anymore. So I like this dedicated like 5-10 minutes where we can actually talk about what we've been reading.
Just make me make TikToks and crawl on my lap and stuff. Actually, I don't really have anything because I've been just doing my research for this. I started reading Abby Jimenez's book. I think it's called The Friend Zone. Mm-hmm. I'm so disappointed. Really? Yeah, I think maybe because it's the first one, because it's like was published in 2019, so also standards where this is maybe off-campus situation again.
Right, yeah.
Where like the standards were a little bit different. But so far, yeah, I'm not impressed. So I might give... I'm gonna finish it as a principle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna then return to... I'm gonna take a break, and I'm gonna return to Abby Jimenez again to read something more contemporary, see if this is... Because I was looking for Emily Henry vibe. This is not Emily Henry vibe. This is literally just another romance book. So I'm not happy.
That is a shame.
Yeah. And then I started reading again for this episode. It was by Megan Quinn.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I've read anything by her.
Rules for the Summer. I have not finished it, but yeah, she's also, I think, quite big romance person. So we'll see. It starts very bizarre. It starts with a guy proposing to a woman, and they just saw each other for the first time.
Huh?
Yeah, it's some. I really like. I'm on chapter 2, so I didn't.
Are they the couple? Surely.
I think they will be.
Really?
Yeah, because there is. So do you know how romance books do like MMC and FMC POV?
Yeah.
This is situation.
Oh.
So I don't know how they're gonna save it, to be honest. But you know what's also interesting about saving things as well, about the Abby Jimenez book? So obviously there is one thing, as we all know in all those books, that everyone can do literally anything, any questionable things, as long as they're faithful.
Yes.
And the Abby Jimenez book, I'm not sure how that's gonna go, because there's this girl, the FMC and MMC. Mm-hmm. She is in a relationship with a guy who is a soldier.
Right.
And he's deployed when she meets MMC.
Oh, no.
And she literally says things. That's also what just gives me the ick so bad. She's like, oh, I have to stop myself from having, like, traitorous thoughts. So every time when he comes over, I, like, wear really ugly clothes and I look so ugly. Ugh. And I'm just like... And keep in mind, we're, like, 15% in, and they're already, like, this attraction is so strong, and they're like, oh, like, he's literally on a date, and he calls her, and he's like, this date is not going well, can I come over and eat pizza at yours? So I think something is going to happen there. I don't know how they're going to save it.
It's already happening.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
But it's also forced proximity, like it's kind of forced, but yeah. So they have to be in each other's spaces because their friend's getting married and he's best man. She is the maid of honor.
Oh, classic.
And then also he works in her garage because she has some small business and she needs a carpenter because her carpenter left and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But yeah, so they have to like be there very, really close. But I don't know how that's gonna...
Yeah, how are we gonna redeem these characters if she's in a bit of a grey area here?
Yeah, and so far I think what we're gonna do is that probably it will turn out that this boyfriend of hers some lie and he cheated on her multiple times before anyway. Or something along these lines.
Yeah, but we can't... Two wrongs don't make a right, you know?
No, I know. Nothing happened yet between them, but...
It's happening, it's brewing.
Yeah. So far, the biggest sin of this boyfriend is that he's embarrassed to buy her pads and tampons, which also, come on, just grow up.
Yeah, that's a bit weird. I find that strange.
Yeah.
Because it's like buying loo roll. Yeah. In my eyes. Yeah. I feel like in 2026, that should not be embarrassing. I mean, it was never not, in my opinion, embarrassing, but I appreciate it was taboo in pre-2000s or even,
But then, you know what, like, also another thing that annoys me is that the MMC is fine with it, but he's like, oh, because I had like 6 sisters. That shouldn't be the argument that you are comfortable with it because you have 6 sisters.
Yeah.
So you always had to buy them and you were like familiar with it. That shouldn't be the argument. That's not impressive. Like, I mean, it shouldn't be impressive anyway because it's bare fucking minimum.
Facts.
But it shouldn't be your argument. It should just be that this is a normal thing to do. Yeah,
I agree. Preach. You're preaching to is it preaching to the choir or preaching to the congregation?
The choir, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Well, okay. On that note, that's what I've been reading. What about you?
So my reading has been very different to what you've been reading, as always. I can't remember where we got to last week, but I had discovered Lola King. I think we discussed that last time. So I'm like in deep with Lola King now, like very, very deep. We are on... Sorry, let me go back. Had I read Tempting Venom yet?
Yeah, I think you did.
Okay, and I read the book club book. Well, anyway...
You didn't say that you read it.
Okay, I've read the book club book. So if you haven't read the book club book, it's not too late. You have a week to read it before our episode comes out. So that's plenty of time. And Olive always works well under pressure, so maybe you guys can too. And I really enjoyed it. But I won't go into that too much because obviously that's coming up in the next episode.
Yeah.
After that, I read, or at the same time, I don't know, I'm really bad at keeping my Goodreads up to date. I start reading stuff, can't be bothered to write the review, start the next one, and then I end up with 4 books that are all currently being read on Goodreads. So then when I finish them, the dates are all wrong. So I did that. Tempting Venom, which was very good. Not as good as Rena Kent's other romances, but like I still loved it. And then I moved on to the North Shore series by Lola King, which is actually set before the last series that I read. So I've read it all in the wrong order, but that's fine. And it is basically like gang wars in this really like rubbish is a bit mean, in this very like deprived area of town. So the series before was set at this university and it was like billionaires. It's on like the south side of the river and it's really rich people, secret society, dark stuff. On the north side of the river is like a very deprived area that's like gang controls. And we get introduced to one of the gang members in the other series. And anyway, gang wars going on. It's controlled by 2 different gangs. It kicks off with one gang losing control, basically, of their territory and having to concede loads to the other gang. And then we end up with like an enemies to lovers, like Romeo-Juliet style thing, because the main MMC and the FMC are from rival gangs. So like they can't be together because they just can't. It's unacceptable. And then we go through that. So I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Some of the romance is questionable, to say the least. Please read the trigger warnings if you ever want to read Lola King. Don't say I didn't warn you because this is probably some of the darkest stuff I've ever read. But I'm living for like the gang plot from book to book. So each book follows a different couple, but the overarching plot of like the politics of the gangs and what happened, that like follows through all of the books. And honestly, I don't know what drugs this woman has put in her books, but last week I read 4 books in 1 week, which is like, I haven't done that in so long. I read a whole 500-page book in a day. the other day because honestly, there's crack in these books. She has put crack in these books, and I just can't put them down. One of them I even gave it like 3 stars. It was is it a reverse harem if there's 2 guys, 1 girl, or is that just like okay? One of them was a reverse harem, which is like not for me at all. Really, I don't particularly enjoy it because I just think it takes away from the plot a bit because the whole plot becomes about the reverse harem, if you know what I mean. Gave that 3 stars. Still read it in a day. Like genuinely, she has me under some kind of spell, and they are so good. So if you are looking for another dark romance author, like you're not, but maybe someone listening is, and you have exhausted Yorina Kent and you have not tried Lola King, then I would strongly recommend. But as mentioned, this is dark stuff. So pick up at your own will. And if you're not a dark romance person and you know me in real life and you listen, don't go pick these up because they probably won't be for you, because I don't know anyone really in real life that actually likes that kind of thing. So
maybe one day.
Maybe I will find someone someday that does. But honestly, one of them, 4.5 stars. I didn't give it 5 stars. This man, he's like a gang leader, right? Just hear me out. Gang leader, incredibly violent. This man hides bodies for a living, if you get what I'm saying. But he wore her, like, she made him a little pink friendship bracelet, and he like wore it the whole time. He listened to all the Taylor Swift songs that she liked because she relates everything.
How did they meet? Because this is just...
So he's a drug dealer, and basically they deal to the uni students in the really rich part of town because they all are on like... Yeah, you know, at their parties. So he drug deals there. Anyway, there's some other stuff that happens, but I won't go into that too much. She gets kidnapped by him because she's the senator's daughter. They're trying to extort him for money because, you know, gang shit. Anyway, sorry, I can't. Anyway, she makes him like pink friendship bracelets, and he wears them.
But why?
She's
kidnapped by him. Why is she making him a bracelet?
Because she falls in love with him. Duh.
There is a name for this, you know that?
Yeah, I know that, but it's fiction, so it's okay. And then he also listens to all her Taylor Swift songs that she like relates to everyday life. When she's stressed, she tries to like come up with a Taylor Swift song that like matches what she's going through.
Well, I'm pretty sure Taylor Swift does not have a repertoire for being kidnapped, but okay.
Well, she found a way. And then they went to the arcade, and she really wanted this prize.
She was being kidnapped.
No, this is after. She's not kidnapped by him anymore. They're just
she
like out in
She didn't think that she might get kidnapped again.
No, because she's with him now, and he's the scary gang leader. Like, no one's touching her.
But that he might kidnap her.
Well, no, because they're in a relationship now.
Because this is how it works.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. It's fiction. Anyway, they're at the arcade. She doesn't win her prize. So he smashes up the machine so that she can have her prize. There's just something about someone that is so, like, feared by everyone else. But he will just do, like, all these things for her that just gets me every time.
If someone did it to me, if I went to get to the arcade and to get a prize, I didn't get the prize, and someone said they'd win it for me, would just smash the machine, I would get such an ick. Like, I don't think, just no.
Well, anyway, that's fine. That's so fine. He's a psycho, but he's soft for her. And I ate it up, 4.5 stars. But again, read the trigger warnings, please. Don't read it without reading the trigger warnings. And
apparently the ick is not the worst one.
Oh, no. That's the bad stuff I won't put on a public platform like that. But anyway, read it, don't read it, have fun. I hope if you do. And if you don't, then fine, just don't judge me. So that's what I've been reading. That's where I'm currently at. I'm on the final book, and it's, yeah.
I think we might cut out this section of the podcast moving forward.
I feel like it just becomes like you're like traumatized by the end. But I'm having a really good time, and I'm quite happy, so I think it's still worth it.
All right, well, now to move on to completely unrelated subject.
This is like such a U-turn.
Yes, it is really like crash and burn here. Summer romance.
Yeah.
Something that you used to be fond of, now clearly no.
Summer romance.
What is a summer romance to you?
What is it to me?
Yeah.
So, Do you mean...
Like, what would you describe as a summer romance book?
Okay. I think there are a few things. I think there are like a perfect summer romance to me, like when I'm picturing a summer romance, if I'm going to the shop and I'm picturing the summer romance that I want to take on holiday, I'm thinking like, I mean, obviously it needs to be set in summer for the most part. I think that's kind of a given. There needs to be some sort of summery setting that it's in. I think you also need like a sense of, I don't know, like escapism in a way. So like not only does it need to be in a summery environment, there also needs to be some sort of break from like mundane life. So for me, like it can't be in, you know, you're going to work and doing your normal 9 to 5. It needs to be, you know,
It needs to be on holiday.
Yeah, like they need to be on holiday, or not even necessarily holiday, but some sort of break from their regular reality, whatever that might look like.
Yeah.
And ideally that needs to be in some sort of summery setting. I also think that there needs to be quite strict like time constraints as well. So because I think that's what makes like the whirlwind like summer romance feeling, where you know that one of the characters is just back in the area for like limited time only. So like they're visiting, they're flying through, I don't know, they've had a mental breakdown, they're on a retreat type situation and they need to go back to the real, like I say real, but like the real in...
that makes stakes higher a little bit.
Yeah, what's the word for these?
Quotation marks?
Quotation marks. The real in quotation marks for the people listening. For the people watching, I'm sorry, you had to watch me do that so many times while I was trying to figure that out. Some sort of time constraint holding them back to getting back to the real world. And then I think other than that, I just need something that just feels really like wholesome and not unattainable, but like slightly unattainable in a way. Like I don't want it to feel like real life, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like I want it to feel like wispy and glittery, and you know what I mean? Kind of like how like Christmas romance feels. Like bottle up that feeling and just like put it into a summer setting. That is what I picture when I think of like a summer romance.
Do you usually read them when you're on holiday, or do you like to escape to this feeling throughout the year?
I would say prior to my dark romance era, I think I would read it any time.
Yeah.
I don't think that a summer romance is limited to summer. And to be honest, if anything, when I'm on my summer holidays, I don't want to be reading summer romance because I want to be in the moment a bit more. And I also think that when I'm on holiday, I tend to prefer to read things that are slight, and I don't mean this in like, I don't know how to say this without sounding a bit rude, but I obviously like reading fantasy and stuff.
Yeah.
And that requires a little bit more like brain power to read and like to build the worlds in your head. I prefer to use my actual summer holiday to really get into stuff like that because I have like the time and the ability to just sit down for like 3 hours and really get into it.
Yeah.
Whereas I think for me, a summer romance feels a lot more like low commitment. So I find them easier during times when I'm busy or like if I'm stressed or if I'm tired. They're like the perfect little escape from like feeling stressed or feeling tired, and they don't require as much of my brain capacity to like understand plot in the same way that fantasy does. So I actually tend to gravitate towards them like not in the summer, I think. When do you tend to read them?
I don't think I ever read one while on holiday. At least I can't think of it. But yeah, they always make me long for holiday. So when I think about the feeling I usually have when I read summer romance, it's longing for a holiday. Yeah. So I probably didn't read it on holiday. Yeah. But yeah, so I would say that unfortunately no. It's so depressing though in a way. Like it's nice to escape, but at the same time it's just like, oh, it's so long till I have a holiday. Yeah. Or it's so long to summer or whatever. So it's really, really hard.
You know what? I think the perfect time to read a summer romance would be like a month before your holiday. Yeah. Or like in that build up, because it really gives you the like holiday feels and gets you in the mood. It's kind of like when people watch like obviously Love Island comes out just before summer. Yeah. And I don't watch it now, but when I used to watch Love Island, I used to think like, oh, I like can't wait to be on holiday. Like this is like capturing the vibe of me wanting to be on holiday. So I think that sweet spot of like maybe a month before when summer is first starting, I think is probably the perfect time.
What would you say is like a perfect formula? Because obviously there are certain themes and tropes and stuff that will appear in summer romance, but also because summer romance just makes it work and they quite complement each other quite well. So what would you say about the setting, for example?
What makes the perfect setting?
Yeah. Not even perfect setting, but like what is like a default summer romance setting?
I would say small town.
Yeah.
Is like pretty much essential.
Yeah.
I don't think you can have anything bigger than that, but anything that's very contained within its own bubble, it needs to be entirely disconnected. And I'd say like if you've got a small town, like you've already won me over.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm already in the field. So I'd say from a setting point of view, small town works every time. Even if it's in like a not necessarily somewhere built up, but just that small feeling of being contained, because I think that also complements the time thing, where you're on a limited time frame. So that marries up quite well with the feeling of being contained within like an isolated location. I think that complements it really well.
Mm-hmm.
And then it also creates more of a contrast for like the higher stakes you were talking about going back to the real world. Like you need quite a big contrast between what someone constitutes their like mundane life to whatever is happening in this setting, and I think small town works really well for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Is there anything in the setting that you think other than small town?
Not particularly small town, but when I don't know how else to describe it, because obviously small town works also because of the forced proximity part.
Yeah.
So they will be contained, like they will bump into each other all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But another thing is depending on the relationship between them when they are like locked in the same place.
Yeah.
So like, you know, if there was like some more YA, they went to a camp together, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or like the wedding people is not exactly romance, but they're in the hotel.
Yes, yeah.
Or
it's funny you say that, because I actually just thought about the wedding people, but I was thinking about like the setting of a wedding itself. It's like a contained event.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what else is there? My favorite book of Emily Henry. I can't remember the title. Wait, this will really, really bother me. Problematic cinema romance, for example. They are they went to a wedding as well, so they all live in the same villa.
Yeah.
Happy Place by Emily Henry. They all stay in the same house.
Yeah.
So they always like forced to be around each other and stuff. So I think for the romance that works well. Or if it's like a summer job somewhere.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say that as long as there's this forced proximity, then that works for summer romance.
Yeah.
Because if we were like in like some big, like a kurort kind of place, like, you know, where people just go always, they're not going to bump each other on the beach. Yeah. They need to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree.
What would you say about the tropes? What makes it good?
I would say, well, obviously you've already said forced proximity, but some other tropes that I think work really well are things like second chance.
Yeah.
Because obviously within the kind of limited time frame that you have in a summer romance, to make it somewhat realistic, if realistic at all, there needs to be some pre-existing relationship, I think, between the two characters.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there doesn't need to be, but I think it helps that whole disconnect between your old life and your new life. Yeah. So I think having a second chance works really well. I also think that like friends to lovers also works really well for a summer romance. But in all honesty, I think anything where you've got some sort of pre-existing relationship with that person, I think works really well, because it leans into the theme of like, I don't know, coming back to your roots and all of that like cheesy stuff.
Yeah, I think that's more dreamy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Than if you just meet someone.
Yeah. But then saying that, I'm just thinking of like Wild Eyes. Is it Wild Eyes? The second.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is kind of like a summary romance, because she's obviously left because she's stressed and she meets him, and that was just a forced proximity situation. There was no pre-existing relationship there. So I think forced proximity is the most important thing, but like the dreaminess comes from like a pre-existing relationship, I think.
Yeah, and I think there's also, because I think they're supposed to be quite easy.
Yeah.
So any sort of long, like if we started from like point zero, that's just a lot of hassle.
Yeah. Well,
like we can always kind of put a flashback here and there, and that will make you root for them more.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, I see it now. They are always made for each other.
Yeah.
But they only have that much time.
Yeah.
And I also think then it kind of makes you also buy more into the dream that they will survive as well. Because if this is just like a normal summer romance fling with, I don't know, small town, whoever who you've never met before, that's a little bit harder. Well, like this makes you, and also then because they most likely will come back to the same place where they're from or something. They're not just stuck in this.
Yeah, agreed.
Where they meet.
Do you think it needs found family?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. Which is interesting because a lot of the things we've said, like,
would go
with found family quite a lot.
Do you think it might be because usually the romance we read as well, they are just standalone, interconnected?
Yeah, possibly, to be fair.
And that's why you have this impression.
Yeah, that is true. And to be fair, you're limited in the sense that if it's like a summer fling or however they start, they're on such a limited time frame that you can't like reliably build a found family in that time. Again, it kind of needs to already exist.
Yeah, and also when you have false proximity in this context as well, like for example when they are stuck in the hotel, they will be interacting with other people just naturally. Yeah. So there will always be someone around.
Yeah. Is Emily Henry interconnected standalone or are they all standalone?
They're all standalone, but they have Easter eggs here and there.
Oh, so they're in like the same universe, but none of them...
No, they don't interact with each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they're really, really subtle though. Like, for example, I think it's her first one, Beach Read. They are authors, both of them. And then in Funny Story, the FMC says, I went to this town with this person to get a book of this person.
Right.
And the author of this book is the person from the...
I see.
Beach Read. Yeah. So they're like really, really little.
Yeah.
It's more like, then...
Yeah.
There we are again, yeah.
Yeah, not like... Oh, wait. Have you read the Twisted series?
Yeah.
You know how Alex shows up in, like, everyone's book? Yeah. Well, what's that TikTok sound? It's like, I'll be there.
Every night at dinner. Every birthday party.
I'll be there. Yeah, that's Alex in the Twisted series. Okay, anyway, moving on. Is there anything else that you think that needs to go into a summer romance?
I think it will always be a little bit nostalgic. Because also very often we're coming back to the roots, like someone inherited a house.
Yeah.
Or something like this. And I think there will always be some sort of... And also because from the distance you will always have this reflection on your life out there, where the reader is not allowed because obviously it's outside the summer place. So we've seen it in Book Lovers, it's in Beach Read, it's in The Wedding People, Wild Eyes as well, actually, now you say that. So I think there was always some sort of nostalgia and like reflection and kind of like it's not that deep.
Yeah.
Not in Book Lovers, because actually she liked when everything was very deep, but that there is some sort of internal journey that they have to come through.
Oh, yeah.
Alongside the romance.
Yeah, I agree. I was just thinking while you said that about like the whole thing of when you go on holiday, like you can be whoever you want to be, because obviously in like your day-to-day life, you have a reputation, you know people, like people have expectations of you. You can't easily mold who you want to be because people already know you and have like a level of understanding. So I think if we go back to saying like it's an escape from reality, I think that links to that feeling of nostalgia of like you can go on holiday for 2 weeks and you can be like whoever you want to be with like no pressure of whatever is happening at school or at work or at home. Well, maybe it depends who you're on holiday with, but you know, you can literally just go and be. And no one knows anything about you. You don't need to worry about people's expectations or like any of that. And I think that feeling like links really well to like that kind of like nostalgia that you're talking about.
That's what people we meet on vacation is about. Yeah. That they, for example, go and they introduce themselves as people who don't exist. Yeah. They like pretend as well, Yeah. No, I agree.
And it's just like very freeing.
Yeah.
Which I think also
is the appeal.
Yeah.
Of the summer romance. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, it makes me want to go on holiday just talking about it.
Really, I've just got like it got really deep. It was supposed to be some light-hearted episode, and we are here.
This still feels light to me. Like I'm enjoying feeling the vibes of the like elements that we have talked about. What would you say is the most important of them? Like, if there was a foundation of a summer romance, like a quintessential summer romance, like what do you think that is?
Well, the setting.
Yeah, I suppose it has to be really.
Yeah.
But then a lot of settings that are summery aren't summer romances.
Like what?
I don't know right now. But just because something happens in summer doesn't make it like the summer romance that we've described, if you know what I mean. Just because something happens in summertime. Like, it doesn't give you the feeling, you know?
Right, gotcha. I don't know, I still think lots of those things will come from the setting, because like the set of characters you receive will come from the setting. The tropes you receive come from the setting.
Yeah.
The whole vibe really, like, yeah.
Fair enough.
You will still feel summer, I would say, I think. What would you say?
I mean, my answer's airy-fairy, because it's just like the feeling. The
vibes.
The vibes. It's like just that magic, whimsy, freedom.
Yeah, but I think it will always be the setting, because like it just creates distance and it literally just puts you in a different place, physically and mentally.
Yeah.
Because you have different worries, you have different priorities when you're on holiday, but it's not fun to be on holiday when you're at your house, because you will always find something to do, for example.
Yeah,
that
also
true. Comes from the setting and your location.
Yeah. Okay, I'm with you. I agree. You sold me. It's like never happens. Normally we say, yeah, well, we'll just agree to disagree then.
Yeah, so I think, I will go with the setting.
What do you think of the ones you've read, because you've done the research,
I pulled
right?
the shift, yeah.
So let's not let it go to waste. Of the ones you read, which ones do you think captures like the setting perfectly? If you were to talk through some of the ones you read, which ones like hit that spot for you?
Well, I'm going to say The Happy Place, but it's because I really, really love it. But the best way I can describe it is, do you remember Anything from Normal People by Sally Rooney?
Yeah.
And do you remember when they went to this house of hers? And they had all these expensive wines and stuff when she was with this dickhead boyfriend.
Yeah, it like seems familiar.
So this also felt like really summery to me. Like this big house, them just having fun, having delicious food, having all those wines. So Happy Place also just plays out in this one house. This was one of them is like really, really rich, and it's her dad's house, summer house. So all of this was just so like delicious to me. Yeah. Because they're just like, they have their own, I remember they had their own beach, but they have like their own deck and stuff that's just so, this pool, and literally, they just get drunk every night and like they sleep in, had like hangover, they pop to this little town for coffee. All of this was just like, just so good. Yeah. So, maybe it wasn't like super summery, but I think it was like just relaxation to a T. Yeah. Because I think like also very often with these summer romances, you get some sort of side quest or some sort of adventure. Yeah. This kind of was that, because someone was getting married. But it was like a very low-key wedding as well. So they were just so, I don't know, it was just so good, just like summery and just like doing nothing. Yeah. Maybe I need to read it to get inspo for my wedding. Maybe. Just try and base it off that book. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a big wedding, so they literally like go and they're like, oh, we're going to be here for that many days and we're going to get married. And they tell them like while they are there. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's like a surprise. Yeah, so they didn't know that they are married. I see. Okay, well, I can't do that. No. Because everyone knows I'm getting married. But there we go. I don't even know where we are, to be honest, because we've kind of just, we've gone a bit all through it. Okay, so we've done setting. Okay, tropes. From your research then, I'm going to hold the mic now because, you did all the research and I've not done much. So, setting, tropes. Which do you think like really hit the mark on trope? And also I'm quite interested in, it's not one we've discussed actually, but do you think that enemies to lovers can work in a summer romance? I do, but I think it's a lot of faff. Yeah. And I think it's also with this whole dreaminess part. I don't think you really buy into this because it's like heat of the moment. Yeah. It's more of a fling. That's not love. So I think it can, but I think it's harder. Yeah. To like buy into the fantasy. Yeah, it's a bit too explosive for like the dreamy, whimsy. Like you don't go on a holiday to suffer. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I agree with you. Put up with someone. Were any of the ones you read enemies to lovers? No. Okay, good to know. Not like a proper enemy. I mean, I wouldn't consider any of them enemies really, but yeah. Because like you could say that's... Dislike? No, really, no. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It would be a bit... It takes away from just, like, the
Chill.
warm, fuzzy...
feeling.
Summer feeling you get, so I do get that.
Yeah.
Which of the ones that you read do you think had the tropes, like, the best tropes? You're gonna say the same book?
Yeah. I just love this book so much. I'm gonna get a tattoo for this book.
Are you? What are you gonna get?
I'll show you later.
Okay. All right.
But me and Kirsten are gonna get a matching tattoo for this. But because it was second chance.
Mm-hmm.
It was forced proximity because they were even locked in the same room because basically they have to pretend in front of the friends that they didn't break up.
Oh, okay.
When they broke up.
I see. This makes more sense now.
Yeah. So they literally just like they have to sleep in the same room.
Why did they break up? Does that not?
I'm not going to describe the whole book now. Basically, it was a bit annoying, I must say. But in a very, very long story short, they were trying to make each other very, very happy. And the process, they each were making themselves unhappy. And they thought they were making the other person happy. So instead of talk it out, they just drifted apart.
I see, okay.
Yes, nothing really happened. And then they have the debrief. And they're like, oh, but I did this because I thought this. And he's like, oh, and I did this because I thought this.
Bit of miscommunication.
Yeah, which is a bit annoying, but I just love it so much. So I think that's because also they just felt the most summary.
Yeah.
But now I say it, I realize that I'm very much in the Emily Henry bubble, so I have to take off my Emily Henry hat and go somewhere else. So I'll jump into my second favorite, Ali Hazelwood.
Yeah.
That was also very, very summary. So they are at the wedding.
One?
Problematic summer romance.
Okay, yeah.
So they are at the wedding. It's FMC's older brother's wedding.
Yeah, gotcha.
And we have brother's best friend there.
Oh, okay, I like that one.
That's actually a good one for summer romance as well.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of second chance as well because they were never really together, but they were very like close and stuff. Yeah. So again, because of the setting, because they are like in Italy in this villa, all of them. That was very, very summery. There was lots of beach, lots of like activities in the summer as well, like a typical summer stuff. There was some pasta making in Italy.
Yeah.
Oh, you know who made cameo there?
Who?
Scarlett and Lucas from the event.
Did they?
Yeah.
What are they doing there? Are they on holiday?
Yeah, so basically she her earring fell and Lucas pops up to her. She doesn't know it's Lucas.
Yeah.
But he pops up to her and she tries to make the MMC jealous. And she chats to Lucas and stuff. And then she's like, oh, can you please, like, give me a number? Yeah. And so, like, because I want to, like, and he was like, I'm here with my girlfriend, like, she's there. She's like, no, I don't actually want your number. Then she, like, explains the situation.
Yeah.
She's like, this dickhead is, like, really, really possessive, but doesn't want to do anything about it, so I want to make him jealous. And he's like, fine. And he was like, oh, my girlfriend's gonna love it. I was gonna give you her number. And so we don't know it's Lucas because they said like, oh, German. Yeah. It's like this German guy. And then she's like, oh, he walks away and I look at my phone at the contact he typed and it says Scarlett. And I was like, yes, they're back.
So that's a throwback. If you've not been here for that long, was that our very first book club episode.
Yeah.
So please go back. I actually think that was a good book club episode.
Yeah.
To be fair. So,
almost a year ago as well.
Yeah, nearly. So if you haven't listened to that, then go back and listen to that because I think that was a pretty good episode. But anyway. Yeah. Shameless plug. Over.
Yeah. So there was another one like felt very, very summery.
Mm-hmm.
But also I think all the summer, all the small time one as well. So another one that we read both. It was Heartless.
Yeah.
By Elsie Silva.
Yeah, that is also a good one.
That felt very summer.
Yeah. I think that actually transitions us very nicely. It's almost like we plan these episodes, but I actually think you did this all by yourself. The final thing that we haven't talked about from your examples is like the character arc, because obviously...
Oh, right. I had no idea where you're going with it.
The character arc. So we talked about, obviously they're going somewhere and it's like a form of escape from something else that is happening in their life. And Willa is a really good example of that in Heartless because she's obviously been working in this bar. She like doesn't know what she wants to do. She's kind of in chaos, a bit confused about where her life is taking her. Obviously her brother is a very successful music producer and she just feels in chaos and she doesn't know what she's doing and she's been leaning on him. And then this opportunity arises for her to go be the nanny for the summer.
And spend time with her friend Summer.
Yeah.
For the whole summer.
Lots of summer. And then she obviously goes through this whole thing, this arc of like what she actually wants from her life and blah, 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 blah. What examples... Actually, no, let me go back. Do you think that having that type of like character arc is an essential part of a summer romance? And actually, I'll let you answer first.
Yes and no. I think it definitely adds to it. And I think you can't really make a... Yeah, let's go with yes. Okay. After, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then do you think then that there needs to be some sort of decision to not go back to their, like...
No.
Okay.
To the place?
No, not to the place, but I mean to, like, leave the thing behind.
What thing?
Like, whatever they've done in this romance scenario. So I'm thinking, what was the book we read there? Was it Emily Henry?
Book Lovers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they obviously, like, go back.
Yeah.
Do you think that takes away from, like, the magic of a summer romance?
No, because I think she's gone through something there.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gone back, but she's gone back a changed woman.
Okay.
Because she started standing up for herself.
Yeah.
And stopped being so selfless that she thought she was being selfless, but she actually wasn't exactly. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think, yes, you have to go through it and, like, we have to have some sort of payoff later.
Yeah.
That we got it. And that they stick to whatever they've gone through.
Yeah, I agree. I think there definitely needs to be some, like, big emotional arc, like realization, identity crisis, like something like that needs to happen, I think, for a successful summer romance. Of the examples outside of Happy Place and problematic summer romance, are there any arcs specifically that stand out to you of the ones you've read?
So, Beach Read, she goes to, it starts with her going to the house that her dad left her after he died. And without spoiling too much, she goes through a lot of closure and works through the relationship with her dad while she's there. Yeah. Another one was, in Happy Place. She also makes lots of, apart from just like going through this kind of personal development that then leads her back with MMC. Mm-hmm. She also goes through like lots of change. I can't spoil them, but lots of changes regarding her life moving forward and like what actually makes her happy. Yeah. Wild Eyes. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's quite a good one. Yeah. She obviously like cuts ties with her dad. Yeah. And goes out on her own to like do music the way she wants to and stuff. Yeah, she kind of gives up her whole career. Yeah. Like to that, I had a word and it's up here. But yeah, to that level, basically. Yeah, she's not a superstar anymore. She just kind of sings for herself. Yeah. And then Willa in Heartless, obviously deciding, like, this is the life I want to lead. Like, I want to be a mum. Like, this is what I want. Yeah. This type of life. I don't want to be, like, working in bars, being crazy. I want to still be crazy, but, like, as a mum on a ranch with Cade. Who could blame the girl? Yeah, no, let's be honest. Are there any others that we've both read? Because now that you brought up those two, I feel like there must be others that we've read that like still constitute summer romance without being explicitly labelled as a summer romance, if you know what I mean. Because there are some that kind of foot that bill. Caught Up. That's also a summer romance, really. Yes. Yeah. She goes out, like, comes through on the other side as well. Yeah. I forgot about that. That's a good one. The Wedding People. Yeah, The Wedding People. It starts with her killing herself, and spoiler alert, she did not. And if you would like to hear something more, and that's also a book club. Yeah, exactly. That was so many plugs. We also talked about the Windy City series, so go back and listen to that. We have also talked about Chestnut Springs, so you can go back and listen to that. What else? I'm trying to think of one. Do you know what? I know it's not a summer romance because it's technically marketed autumn, but the Cinnamon Bun Bookshop. No, this is summer. This all goes through summer. Yeah, I know it goes through summer, but it's like... No, I wouldn't say so, because the Pumpkin Spice Latte is autumn, and then the other ones are different seasons, no? Yeah, they all go through the seasons. Yeah. I would say it's a romance. Yeah, I'd say it's a summer romance. It's a summer, yeah. But I think if you like saw the cover and stuff, like you'd probably not think that it was an explicit summer romance. Like you kind of actually have to read it to know that it's a summer romance. Yeah, okay. That's a really good one. Like the self-discovery and the friends to lovers situation. Like I loved that one. Yeah. I don't love most of the series, but that one was really good. I also think... False Start, Golden Rush Ranch. Yeah. That was kind of when everything unfolded between them. That was over summer. Then there was a second.
Is that the
chunk.
last one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I vaguely remember. Vaguely.
Yeah, because she was applying to school. She was doing this internship.
Yeah.
All of that.
Yeah, that's another good one. And then I also wrote down. Have you read anything by Stephanie Archer?
No.
The Queen's Cove series by Stephanie Archer. I wouldn't say, again, it's not like the ones you've researched. They're like explicit summer romances. But I think that series has a really good summer romance feel. There's one in particular called The Wrong Mr. Right, which is very, very similar premise to the Cinnamon Bun Bookshop.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like she's the sensible girl type thing, and he's a bit more of like a wild guy, and she's basically trying to find a boyfriend or whatever, and he's trying to like show her how to like loosen up a bit because she's a bit of like a sensible girl, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then they end up falling for each other. And also he's a surfer, so it's like proper summery. They like go out in the mornings, they surf on the beach, like it's really good.
I also think Fever Dream, kind of.
Yeah, that one is as well. Do you think that you ever associate summer romance with the time of year that you read them? Even though I know they're set in summer, but like...
No, I don't think so.
Okay, that's good to know.
I think I prefer to read them when it's semi-warm and I can fantasize about summer.
Funnily enough, I read the Queen's Cove series in like January. I think it was in my... Either it was between when we read Iron Flame and Onyx Storm.
Yeah. And
I was just like lost, like a lost puppy, like for, what was it, like 2 weeks while we were waiting. Or it was in my Onyx Storm hangover and I like couldn't even touch fantasy. So I just like swallowed romance book after romance book for a very long time. Mm-hmm. I don't think I had any others that come to mind. But to go back to the emotional arc thing, do you think that a summer romance is more about like a romance and finding someone, or do you think it's actually about like finding yourself?
Wow, it's really got deep.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's alright. I always thought, to be fair, until we started sitting here talking about it, that it's more about just the vibe and like also this escape and stuff, not particularly about the romance itself. But then I think it's quite a good place for the emotional change. Yeah. And I think it can help you reflect on things. Yeah. Because not everyone always has, and I think that's also why I like about books, that they just bring so much value to your life, and you might not be able to go on holiday and think, or you might just not fucking want to go on holiday and think about all those serious stuff. But every day in your mundane life, I think having this sort of window to your soul, someone else's soul, but then like seeing how it reflects on your life is quite important. Yeah. So obviously like, it depends what you want, but I think the whole change thing as well kind of buys into this dreaminess, because usually it's a change that's necessary. Yeah. So there is some payoff apart from a great holiday and a great love. You also actually come out of the other side happier. Yeah. On top of everything else, but happier with yourself. Yeah. Yeah, because what would you say? I think it's interesting because like technically they're romance books. Yeah. But actually when you like unpick, especially all the examples we've like talked about anyway, like the main point and like your buy-in to this person and like the reason you care about them so much at the end is because of like what they personally have been through. And like whilst it is a romance book and it's supposed to be about a relationship, it's actually predominantly probably about like the relationship that you have with yourself. Yeah. More than other romance books that are out there. Like summer romance is actually about you. Yeah, because for example, I'm thinking about the Windy City series like Mile High or Play Along that are not set in summer. Yeah. Or Rewind Back. Yeah. That there is some sort of personal development because it has to be, but it's influenced by external circumstances. It's nothing that they have to sit and deep. They kind of are being faced with a situation and they have to deal with it, but there's no much reflection on it. Yeah. It's kind of being against the wall. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah, I didn't really think about it like that. I really didn't think that this episode was going to get that deep, but here we are. But it's in a good way though, in a good way. Yeah. Okay. So basically, if anything, the moral of this episode is go on holiday. They are life-changing. Yeah. Okay. As the woman who researched, I had a few questions for you.
And I'm hoping that all of the answers aren't going to be happy place, but we'll give it a go. And if it ends up that way, then we might can it. So,
yeah, okay.
Or we just do it anyway because it's kind of fun. So I basically wanted to ask you, obviously we've talked about all of the things that make up like a great summer romance.
Yeah.
So of all of the books you read, which ingredient of a summer romance does the book win? Sorry, that did not make much sense.
So basically,
I'm going to say an ingredient of the summer romance books.
Yeah,
and I would like you to tell me which books from your research, from your expert's perspective, PhD in summer romance, which book wins. So, first one, cozy setting.
Beach read.
Okay. Small town romance.
You see, in my head, small town romance will be when one of them inhabits the small town. So I'm gonna say the Salmon Bookshop.
Okay. Yeah. Emotional depth.
Oh, all of them. No, okay, not all of them. Happy Place.
Okay. I'm surprised you didn't say Wedding People, but it's fine.
Oh yeah. To be fair, they kind of.
I mean, I don't really know anything about Happy Place, so I don't have any.
They do cover it a little. Yeah, I think the only. Yeah, to be fair, I forgot about. Okay, let's go for Wedding People. We did have enough of Happy Place.
Okay, and then we've got like the chemistry.
That's a hard one because I don't think any of them jumped out to me that much, to be honest. So let's say Wild Eyes.
Okay. And then which one is your best example of like a fresh start?
Happy Place.
Nostalgia.
Depends on which context.
Let's go for like what we were talking about, like the dreamy whimsiness of it all.
Happy Place.
And then the best summer atmosphere, like setting wise.
Happy Place / problematic summer romance.
Okay. Well, you heard it here, folks. If you're looking for any of those things, you've basically got a full list to work from. So you're welcome. And I don't know why I'm saying you're welcome because I didn't do any of the research.
That's not true.
Well, yeah, just not in this part because I just think it would be doing a disservice to all the summer romance books out there if I was to read one right now because I know I would find it boring and that's not fair because that's a me thing. That's not a book thing. And I didn't want to taint any of the previous summer romances I read because I didn't want it to like spoil the magic. So I think I do want to go back to summer romance, but maybe...
So no update on Mafia summer romance now?
No. I've not actually had any luck. Funnily enough, the gang wars, they do take place all year round. You know, they don't
have holiday.
They don't get paid holiday like we do.
Let's think about one now. What would it be the
summer romance?
Yeah. What if, for example, someone got kidnapped and they would have to go to some island somewhere in the middle of nowhere? They're gonna get found.
I mean, this does happen, but again, it's not like it is in a summer location, but like it's so overtaken by the dark themes, like. A dark romance is never going to feel whimsy.
Okay.
So even if it's on a beach, it's never going to feel whimsy and like magical, and because they're so intense and like high stakes and stuff, which is just not going to give you that summery feel.
Okay. Well, I tried.
Yeah, you did. And do you know what? If anyone knows any, I would be more than happy to read them. But I do just think like the tropes and stuff just don't serve that, even if it was a summer break, you know, if they were on holiday. It's just not going to hit the same, you know? They don't have the same problems that we have.
No, they really don't.
They really, really don't. Okay, then I just wanted a few would you rathers as well while we're at it.
Okay.
From your research.
Hit me.
Would you rather read a beach house romance, a small town romance, a European holiday romance, a wedding romance, or a workplace summer romance?
No, work. Who wants to read about work? On holiday.
Yeah, but...
any sort of work.
Book lovers, that was work.
We're not really at work, though.
But it's like
But that was work with books. That's not work.
I'm so sorry to any authors listening right now. We see that is work.
So that's a no. I think either Euro trip romance or what was the first...
Beach house, small
Beach house,
town.
yeah. Beach house or Euro trip.
Okay.
European trip, yeah.
And then also another one that I wanted to ask you, because not necessarily that we believe in unrealistic plot, but do you think that you give more leeway to summer romance books than you would other books about
yeah, probably.
Things that you, like when you're ranking, for example, the standard that you hold a summer romance to, how does that compare to like your fantasies, contemporary romance?
I think you have to be a bit whimsical with it.
Yeah.
Because I think it's also adds to the magic. Like, you have to take into consideration that things that wouldn't... I mean, but with every romance book, isn't it? Like, Twisted Series. Like, what do you mean that this guy killed everyone and he just can't get away with it because somehow, luckily, this police officer who turned out like he's rigged, so he's not going to say anything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's just reading in general, really.
No, exactly.
To be fair.
But I also think it adds this magic that you were in the right place at the right time kind of vibe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that this is what you're supposed to be, this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I can't believe that we didn't, I didn't read it, but I watched it. We never said anything about The Summer I Turned Pretty. Yet again, the same was with the adaptations. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, I so can believe it because I've not watched it or read it. But I will join you in the outrage because it's fun. I can't believe it. What the hell? I actually do really want to watch that.
Oh, yeah.
Do I read it? Have you read it? No. No. See, I don't know. It's quite. I think
reading you would be bored because it's more YA.
Yeah, I probably would be a bit bored. Yeah. But do you know what actually was a bit more YA? The book club book. The Open Era felt a little bit like it's not YA, but it had that kind of
vibe.
Yeah, that like lens of like airy, dreamy magic that you just don't get in dark romance. I'll tell you that much. There's none of that.
So if you want some of it, join the book club.
Yeah, join the book club. And I mean, I don't know if it's summer, but tennis feels summery to me, so it did feel.
Oh yeah, Wimbledon in July. Yeah,
this one is set in the what's it called? The American Open. Is that what it's called? Maybe. If you're a tennis fan, like, please don't come for me. I don't know. I don't know.
But again, it's kind of similar, isn't it? Because it's forced proximity and all of that.
Yeah. All right. Then finally, I have one final thing that I would like from you and your research.
Are you sure the answers are going to be happy place and you can just answer yourself?
No. It's more the ingredients. If you were to build your perfect summer romance, right? What setting are you choosing?
I need to be in a house by the beach.
Okay, beach house.
Yeah.
What trope do you want?
I don't care much, to be honest. I'm happy with anything.
But you have to pick. You can't put all the ingredients in.
I'm not going to say second chance romance because it would be too much like Happy Place. Plus,
you can do that. It's okay.
No, but also I'm not a big fan of second chance romance. I was generous with Happy Place because it spoke to me for different reasons. But we discussed this many times. I think it was Valentine's Day episode. So there's lots of plugs here. I'm gonna stop.
We're getting good.
So I think it's really hard to execute good second chance romance.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
And I also think it can ruin the vibes a little bit because like if it's actually something really horrible and again I think with the second chance the other thing I have in my head is the Gingerbread Bakery. Yeah. And I do not need that angst.
Yeah.
I think it can be done badly. So let's not do that. Let's just do we can do Brother's Best Friend.
Okay.
Or just force proximity, just some attraction,
Yeah.
Of sorts.
And then what kind of character type would you want? Let's focus on the FMC because I feel like they have more like archetypes, and obviously we're predominantly reading about women and like written by women. So what would be your like perfect FMC like archetypal character?
I'm so tangled in here.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. I would like someone like Nora from Book Lovers.
Yeah. I was thinking someone along that lines as well. I think that's a good one. Any others? Or care to share with the group if they don't know who Nora is? We actually have an episode about Nora, so you could go back and you can listen to that.
Yeah. Well, I don't really... Just like the fact that she stops and she actually asks herself what she wants, but I like that it also wasn't just this cop-out of choosing soft life.
Yeah.
Because I'm okay with doing that, but it was just quite unexpected and I enjoyed that. That it wasn't that was just purely internal. And actually, funnily enough, instead of choosing soft life, she actually goes further, completely other way, because she chooses another career, something that's more prestigious, something that actually requires more work.
Yeah.
It's like if you went to your holiday a barista, let's say, and then you come back want to be a surgeon kind of vibe,
Yeah.
So I quite enjoyed that part. That it wasn't like Willa, for example, in Heartless, the other way around.
Yeah.
That was refreshing.
Yeah, I agree. That's also quite different.
And I also think it's more relatable to an extent because unfortunately, as much as I would really like this and wish it to everyone whom I hold dearly to my heart, we can't all just quit our job and have a coffee shop or a beach bar.
Or a cowboy.
Or a cowboy, or be a painter or a writer. Unfortunately, this is not possible.
Yeah.
So I also found it quite, for all the overachieving girls out there.
Mm. Do you know what I think is also quite nice? Because obviously summer romance is like an escape from reality, but having it end that way is a nice transition for us as a reader to like go forth in our real life with like a feeling good about coming back to real life. Yeah. Whereas I think with someone like Willa, she's gone out and she just never came back. Mm-hmm. I think if you were like really down bad and really using it as an escape from reality, and you then close that book and you have to go back to your 9 to 5, like it might feel a little bit hopeless. Yeah. So I think for like the reader, I think it's a nicer transition back to like, okay, you close the book and now you've got to get up tomorrow at 6 a.m. Like it's fine because Nora did it.
Yeah, I think about that after my Elsie Silver adventure, I actually think I created The Sims like myself. And if anyone played The Sims and you have the expansion pack that I do not remember the name of, but the one where you can have cows and sheep, no, not sheep, or you can only have cows. You can have a cow or a llama, a cottage living, that one.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was a sim who wasn't buying any food. I was just growing my own food.
Wow.
It was very bad.
Yeah. Well,
I know what I'm doing tonight.
Cottage living. Or no, it's not cottage living. She's going to the beach house. She's playing Happy Place.
You know, again, every time when we say beach house, I think about Summer Item Pretty, because everything about in this book was about this fucking beach house. Mm. I feel like we should pay back for all the times we missed the Summer Item Pretty. We should have the Summer Item Pretty episode, maybe for next summer.
I need to get watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe next summer.
You crack on.
Yeah, I'll get started maybe at some point. If we get it locked in, like, I'll have to do it.
We don't have anything for August, do we?
No, we don't. But I don't think I can. August is like...
Just read it. They are really, really thin. They're like 200 pages.
Is that it? How many of them are there?
3.
All right, I'll think about it. Is it on Kindle Unlimited?
No.
So I'd have to pay for it.
Well, let me Google real quick and you crack on.
That was kind of it, really. I think I just wanted to know your dream summer romance.
What your dream summer romance would be? Because obviously I did my research, and you can't say people killing each other or smashing machines.
Oh, yeah.
However, you know what? This arcade, that would also work in the summer setting.
It would. Yeah. It would.
You know where it happened? In the Summer Item Pretty.
The arcade scene? Did he smash it up?
No, he didn't, but they went to arcade. Oh. Just get your mind out of the gutter.
But it's so much more fun there. Setting. I would like my gut instinct was seaside town, but like realistically I am a cowboy romance girl. So I'd probably be way more satisfied with a cowboy romance. Maybe a cowboy romance with like a lake. Mm-hmm. I think that would do me quite well. Trope, I would like either a friends to lovers, I think. Actually, no, I'm going in. Friends to lovers, that's what I want. I love friends to lovers. I think when friends to lovers is done right, it's the best trope, in my opinion, which is funny because dark romance doesn't really have much of that going on. Then we talked about, character type. To be honest, I love all female characters. I can't really pick between an archetype that I really, really like. I think from like an emotional depth and meaningful point of view, I agree with you on a character like Nora, if that's what you're looking for. But I think from a more of just like a fun time summer romance, then I'm thinking like Nora but less extreme. So I'm thinking like Skylar from Wild Eyes, like she kind of has bits of Nora in the sense of like doing what she thinks she should do and like showing up for other people like her dad, but it's a bit less, I don't know, deep than Nora goes. There's still a bit of like sunshine in there, you know. Yeah. And I think that's what I want from a summer romance. I still want it to be like just a bit airy fairy, you know. And I think that was it, to be fair, from the questions. So those are my 3.
Okay.
And obviously they have to have a happy ending.
Well, yeah, all the romance books do.
Have you ever read a book that doesn't have a happy ending?
No. I was really, really... with Happy Place, I was ready for Emily Henry to break my heart.
Really?
Yeah. That's what I mean. This woman just took me through all the highs and lows. I don't know what it is, but if my soul had a language, Emily Henry is the only person in the universe who can speak this language.
And that, my friends, is a very nice place to wrap up this episode. So Emily Henry, hats off to you. If I ever have any problems with Olive, I'll come find you. But anyway, what are we talking about next week?
It's a book club, isn't it?
It is the book club. I didn't know that. I was just...
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no, we're talking the book club, the open era, Edward Schmidt. It's my first time reading a male author, so that's exciting. First time reading a tennis romance, that's also exciting.
Yeah.
Not my first romance. I'm quite a connoisseur these days. So if you haven't read it, Olive hasn't yet either, so make sure that you read it. She even updated the book club on Fable, guys. Like, claps in the studio, please, for Olive, because she did do it. Anyway, we'll see you in a week's time to talk about the open era, so either read it or be prepared for us to spoil an entire book. In the meantime, go forth and conquer. Enjoy all of your reading Emily Henry. Happy Place obviously needs to be up there.
All your summer romances, those that you will experience through pages or in real life. Who knows?
That was really nice. Well, on that lovely note, love you, bye.